Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. Today I'm going to do an oil change on my 2014 Street Glide. To first get started, I do change the oil transmission in my oil filter. I do not do my primary, as I will be doing that off camera because at the time I did not have the tool. So right now I'm just screwing off the oil plug, and I do have a little bit of a difficulty. And you're going to see me kind of twist, and bam, it comes off. Just like so. And I do clean these off camera, and I replace the O-rings on them. And speaking of which, you do want to start your bike before you actually do an oil change for about a minute or so. Don't do it too long because you do have to work around your bike pretty close, and you don't want to get burnt like I did. But you do want to warm up your bike before you do an oil change. And now you're going to see me go in and do the transmission plug. Again, make sure you take the plugs off, you clean them very well, make sure everything is off them, and replace the O-ring. And you can get that kit at Harley-Davidson. Speaking of which, when you do go to Harley-Davidson, you do want to make sure you get the oil filter and the oil, especially if you do have a warranty and you want to keep that receipt. That way, if they ever question when you ever got your oil changed, you could say, yeah, I bought the stuff from you guys, and you have the receipt, so you don't void your warranty. You can see me just twisting by hand the transmission oil right here. And it does take a little bit of time, but it does come off. You can see it getting real loose, and there it is. So once you have both of these plugs out and clean, you're going to want to stand your bike upright to make sure you get any of the excess oil off. Now my husband was here to help me and guide me and making sure I was doing everything correct. Although I know how to change the oil, I have not changed the oil in my 2014 Street Glide. I've only changed my oil in my Honda Shadow. So a little bit different. So he was there to kind of guide me. And you can see the oil still dripping. And then I am going to move a little bit, and I'm going to go straight to the oil filter. So I'm here at the oil filter, and I do use a washcloth or a rag to make sure the oil filter comes off. It gives it a better grip, and you can see it was very easy to do once I removed everything. And I did use a cardboard box, a Coca-Cola box, just to make sure the oil didn't spill everywhere, because this is very messy, and you do want to lay a few towels down so you don't make a mess. And you can see it come right off like such, and I hand it over so I can get the new oil filter. So while I'm waiting for the new oil filter, I did already clean my other plugs, and they are already back and tightened. So all I have to do is fill my bike up with new oil. Now, once I get my oil filter, you're going to want to take a little bit of the oil that you buy, dip your finger in it, and then rub the oil around the O-ring. And then you're going to want to pour a little bit inside and make sure it's nice and coated before you replace it. And if you've seen, the last one was black. That was the only thing that was available the last time I changed my oil. But this time I got a chrome one to match more of all the chrome that's on my bike. Kind of had to wash my hands a little bit. Now you're going to see me replace this once I remove the cardboard box, because it was kind of in the way. Yes, my husband was a really, really good assistant. And while you see me tighten it by hand, you do not want to tighten the air filter back with the tool that you use to remove it. You don't need to. You just need to have it hand tightened. You can see me kind of wiping off the oil off my hand because it was pretty slippery. So I used the rag, and I'm just in there getting it really nice and tight. And you'll see my husband kind of come in to make sure it was tight, which it was. he didn't really have to do anything. I'm pretty good at what I do. So yeah, you see him kind of struggling because you don't need it tightened. And then you see me kind of going back in there again. That's just me cleaning the chrome up because I do not like Pegasus being dirty, especially if there's oil and stuff like that. And that's it. The oil filter is done. And then I am going to move back on the other side again and start filling my bike with new oil. So several times I did have to check using the dipstick to make sure that I was applying enough oil. I did for this whole process use 4 quarts of oil, and I will leave the description at the bottom of what kind of oil, the type, and everything of the oil that I use. You can kind of see it here on camera, the type of oil I use. And I just start pouring it in both of the holes that I had already opened. So what comes out must go back in. And that's exactly what I am doing here. So we are actually leaving for Natchez, Mississippi in about a week, and we needed an oil change. And I thought this was a great opportunity to kind of show that I could change my own oil. It's great to be able to have these type of skills, especially as a female motorcycle rider. You never know if you have to change your oil or you might have a breakdown on the road, and just having basic knowledge of your motorcycle is a good idea. You can see me again dipping the stick to make sure I have enough oil, which I don't. So I go back in and pour. So yeah, just basic skills. It's a very easy skill to have. It's very nice to know how to change your own oil. And who wouldn't want to change their own oil on their own bike? So I wash my own bike. I change my own oil on my bike. So yeah, that's basically, I'm kind of a very independent person, and I like to be able to do things myself. If I can't, I will hire a professional. But if I can do it and I know I can do it, I will do it. And you can see my husband kind of walking me through a little bit of the stuff because I was getting confused, or he was thinking that I wasn't knowing what I was doing. Also, I was trying to readjust the camera. And normally oil changes take about 10 minutes to do. It took me a little bit longer because, yes, I am recording and videotaping. I wanted to make sure the video was at a good angle. And being that this was my first time doing this on my street glide, I just wanted to make sure I was doing it correct. And normally I just need to be taught one time, and I'm pretty sure I got the rest. You can see me again checking to make sure the oil is full, and it's really not that full at the beginning. So I went ahead and just kind of tightened it up a little bit, and then I'm going in and refilling the other oil on the other side, or on the other hole next to it. So I do tighten it, and I do go back, and you'll see in this video I do go back to add a little bit more oil. So you can see I constantly am checking, and it's there, but it's not where I kind of want it to be. Yes, he's a good assistant. He does a really good job trying to assist. He was handing me the oil bottles and everything. And you can see the kind of oil that we used. It's kind of hard to see because my fingers are in the way. And that's it. You just pour it in and make sure everything is working and everything is going smoothly. It does take a while for the oil to go in. You don't want to go too fast, but you don't want to go too slow either. Make your hands tired. Again, like I said, I used 4 quarts of oil, and when I do my primary, it will take about another quart of oil, which I have plenty. Buy in bulk, people. Buy in bulk. It saves you a lot more money. So I'm going in, checking this dipstick now. This is a totally different dipstick. I just want to make sure it is nice and full. My husband's trying to show me where it should be at. And I kind of clean it up, make sure there's no debris going into that nice clean oil that I just changed. And yes, I go back in and fill with more oil because it is not full enough. It's a process, y'all. It's a process. But once you get it, you get it. Now you see me screwing everything back together again. Actually, no, I think I'm actually checking one last time. Yep, checking the one last time. And I do go in and I refill just a little bit more. I don't need that much more. Just want to make sure everything is topped off right. So once everything has been topped off, I go ahead and get on my bike and start it. And this is just to make sure it is running good and everything is great. Once I do that, I do get off my bike and I do look around, make sure all the bolts in my filter are tight because I don't want any leaks. And that's a great time to do it, is to make sure there is no leaks, as you can see me doing right now. I hope this video has helped you guys, especially you biker females out there that want to learn how to change your own oil. It is a really great skill to have. I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, hope to see you soon, you guys. Bye.